There are a lot of people who make the Black Knights tick, and one of them is the president of the Black Knights Drum and Bugle Corps, Dave Ringel. Dave, tell us a little bit about where the Black Knights are now. I think you just had a successful contest.
Yes, we did. We had our first winning show in about 3 years up at Highland Park, where we beat our competition by almost 4 points. Now, that hasn't happened in, well, like I said, quite a few years. Everybody's very enthused about that. Right now, we're out here, and as you can see, the 100-degree temperatures, getting ready for our Drum Corps Midwest Championships that are being held this weekend in DeKalb, Illinois. And what this is going to do is it's going to set up the positions for next year as far as who is a member of Drum Corps Midwest, who are associate members, and who are not members.
Are you busy every weekend? Do you have a contest or a show every weekend or not?
Pretty well from the time school is out. We have something to do every weekend. It might be a parade, it might be a parade and a practice, or it might be a contest. The last tour we got back from, we left on Friday before the 4th of July, and we did not return until Wednesday.
Now tell us a little bit about the composition of Drum Corps. There are at least 3 elements that I can see here.
Right. Right in back of us, well, we have the color guard operating. They're doing their routines right now. We have the horn line, and then also we have the percussion section. The percussion section is made up of members that are playing snares, quad drum, not tenors like they used to be a long time ago, but quad drums where they're playing on 4 different pitched tenor drums at one time, and bass drums that are all different pitches, and they didn't used to be like that a long time ago.
You really
either.
get some music out of the drums.
Yes, we are. The percussion section is very musical now. We also have what they call the pit, and the pit consists of several marimbas, xylophones, chimes, cowbells, anything that'll make a sound when you hit it. We probably end up using it another time through the show.
Okay, and then the horn section.
Right, the horn section is composed of sopranos, which is like a soprano trumpet or a bugle. We go all the way down to contrabasses, which is very similar to a marching tuba that is carried on the shoulder. And of course, baritones, French horns, mellophones in the middle.
Who are the young people who are participating here? How do they get in, and what age groups and that kind of thing?
Well, usually one of our biggest recruiting efforts is to the marching bands in the area, because they would have a good musical background. So when they can come into Drum Corps, it's a little more, it's more time consuming, that's for sure. In the summer, it is, there's a lot more discipline involved, a lot more self-discipline involved. You have to be a lot more precise on what you're playing and where you're marching. So what we do is recruit from the marching bands and the people who are Drum Corps aficionados in the area. And pretty soon they'll see us marching down the street and say, hey, I want to belong to that. That's the way most of us started out who are now running the Corps.
Have the basic costumes undergone any changes in your current situation?
Yes, they have, as a matter of fact. We started out back in 1953 with the original black and white, and it was a part of Tancred Chapter Order of D. Malay here in Belleville. We had the black and white uniforms with 1 white sleeve, 1 black sleeve, and a stripe across. Well, over the years, we have changed uniforms. In the early 70s, we changed to a English Guard type of uniform in the 73s. In the late 70s and early 80s, we changed to a white jacket with red on it, along with black, white, and red. Well, now we're getting rid of those uniforms. Those have been gone for 2.5 years now, and we're going back to the original black and white. We've recently made uniform changes to reflect the early 1953 style.
I'm thinking, when you start talking about uniform changes, I keep seeing dollar signs.
You don't want to know about dollar signs when it comes to uniforms. You could easily be spending $20,000 on a set of uniforms. But what we have had to do, since in the past we've been fairly small and have had gone through a little bit of a hard time, what we did is went to the city of Swansea, and through their Chamber of Commerce, they were able to make us a non-interest loan, by the way, to buy what they are police shirts. But we took the pockets off of them, and we added the pieces that we wanted to, and they're extremely well made. So they are the same thing as we'd buy from a uniform company with our extra additions, and the mothers of the Corps, whenever we go down to camps in the winter, that's all they do is sew and sew and sew and sew.
There are a lot of people involved who make this possible.
Yes, quite a few. We are marching a little over 50 people on the field right now. We are looking to increase that next year. Whenever we have people sewing, let's say, we usually have maybe 15 to 20, mothers down there working, and it really gets hectic at times. But everybody is pitching in, and that's the fun part of it.
Over the years, the Black Knight Drum and Bugle Corps has brought a lot of pleasure and glory to this area, and as you can see, they're hard at it again and on their way up.
rated our quality for 25 years. So keep in step with Continental Cablevision, your complete entertainment service.
Kind of the leader.
Yeah.
How did you get to be the drum major?
We went through an audition. There were about 5 weeks of questions, and I directed to a tape, and they asked, the questions they asked is like, what would you do if, like, the staff wasn't
And you had the
around?
right answers, obviously.
I guess so.
You were out here on a hot, blistering day. How do you get the people to come out and practice like this?
Sometimes it's a little difficult. I don't know if I should use this, but I had a friend who in the Corps,
Yeah.
and he has this little saying. The Black Knights are like a piece of gum that got stuck on the bottom of your shoe, and you just can't get it off. It's like one of those things that just sticks to you.
Once you get into it, you can't get out of it.
It's hard.
Well, you've obviously gotten into it and successfully.
Yeah.
And how far are the Black Knights going to go?
I hope a lot farther than they have in the past couple of years. It's been looking promising this last few months with a staff that seems to care, and they're working hard and trying to do the best they can.
And so are the people who are both in the Marching Drum and Bugle Corps and that person who's up front as the drum major, Julie Stumpf.